So now let's kick off the afternoon with some case studies. These will be focused on accommodation and housing. First up, I'd like to introduce Renee Pye to you. Renee is a third generation agriculture and horticulture producer working as the marketing and business manager at Zerella Fresh, which is one of Australia's largest grower and packers of potatoes, carrots and onions. Potatoes, carrots and onions. Zerella supplies to the largest supermarkets and markets in Australia all year round. I love their potatoes. I was talking about potatoes on air this morning, so sorry if you're doubling up, but particularly the Spud Light. I love the Spud Lights, Renee, just FYI. Renee is also a keen advocate for the industry and regional community and is passionate about encouraging the next generation in agriculture and demonstrating all it can offer. So please join me in welcoming Renee.
Thanks for having me here today as the case study to speak about housing. So our business is based just outside the small town of Zerella on the Mallee Highway in the Mallee region, so about an hour and a half that way from here. We've recently completed a project around $45 million at our head office in the Mallee region, which was lovely and supported by the state government, especially Adrian over here. As our business, we were ready to expand and continue to grow to keep up with the supermarket orders and the growth of consumption for potatoes, carrots and onions that not only the state required, but at a national level supplying the other states throughout Australia. Our potato wash plant was nestled up against the Gawler River with little room for growth, as well as we were harvesting potatoes for 95% of the year in the Mallee region and transporting them 3 hours to Virginia 6 days a week. With this, we decided this was not a sensible option to redo or expand the factory in Virginia, and that it was going to be better if we built a new packing shed at our head office in Zerella. With this, we looked at the risks and challenges. And one of the biggest challenges, which we've been talking about here today, was recruiting staff and finding accommodation for this staff to live in. With this, we also decided to apply for migration employment options with Migration Solutions. And from this, I went on a mission. So I had to try and work out the housing availability and the vacant blocks in the region that had opportunity to put houses on. We also had council help with this as well. They sent through quite a few spreadsheets with vacant housing and options as well there. So on my investigation, I found there was some housing available, but it wasn't very good quality, which we've been talking about today as well. And it wouldn't attract the new staff and the families that we needed in the region. It was also an incredibly competitive market with other businesses in the area facing the same problem. So when a house came on the market, very quickly it was sold at a record-breaking price, and it continued to sell at those record-breaking prices for our area. So 18 months later, purchasing land, discussions with different builders, signing contracts with Selector Homes, creating stormwater and effluent systems, following up constantly and applying pressure to SA Power, waiting on SA Water, we have now built a total of 27 transportable houses across both the towns of Lameroo and Pinaroo. We've also offered these homes up as an investment opportunity to our employees and the local members in the community. We also have now employed around 90 permanent people to add to our working family in the Mallee region. That's our case study.
Thanks, Renee. I saw a lot of people nodding their heads during that. Well done. Yeah, I think that's a really interesting point that you guys were able to do all of that. And I don't know if you're hanging around a bit later, but there are a couple of questions that have already come through. Do you have time to take a couple of questions? Is that all right? I'll give you these microphones and I've got this microphone. There we go, let's do that.
Questions?
Yes, let me My phone has decided to play a couple of games. You said you got some help from the council. What sort of help was that?
So the help that they offered was to send us a spreadsheet of where they had noted the vacant land or where people were paying the higher rates because they weren't living in those houses. And we've also received some help in developing the roads where we subdivided some of the properties to put the houses in as well.
And was it worth the investment?
It was worth the investment because we could attract families to come and work for us. So we spoke about what was spoken about in the housing discussion. We needed a mix of accommodation for low-skilled people that work for us, so we had accommodation for that already, and we need another mix for that high-skilled, medium-skilled, where we wanted people to bring their families that had a good education that could work as in the maintenance team or a manager on the farm as well. So I guess, yeah, it was worth it for us because we could attract those people with the good quality housing. But it wasn't a project where we made any money out of it.
No. And was that hard as a business to, did you make that decision going into it that you knew this was an investment that you might not get money out of, or was that the result that you're...
No, we knew that we were most likely not going to make anything out of it.
And was it hard to come to that decision?
No, I think it's more important for us to bring people to the region and bring families so that we are sustainable as a business and that we continue to grow as we need to grow with orders and different innovations that we're coming to as a business.
And how did the investment opportunity for staff work?
So we did a presentation to our staff and said, you know, it's up on offer for you if you are interested in investing in this property. I mean, we're not in the process of wanting to be housing developers and hold up real estate in regards to housing. So it's good to get that profile off of our hands so that other people have that investment. But we pay a 20-year rent. There's a 20-year rent agreement with those houses, which increases with CPI.
An agreed CPI? Or
yeah, it's just a percentage increase with CPI, yeah.
And what was the breakdown of migrants versus local staff?
So in the Mallee region, there is no local staff available. They've already got jobs, they're farmers, they're doing what they're doing, they want to work on their farms instead of coming and working for our businesses that are growing. So a lot of people that we attracted to the Mallee region were either living in Adelaide or in around the region. So a few people from Murray Bridge as well have come out and taken on those opportunities with us.
Okay. One more, a bit more of a personal one. Is Vic Zerella your grandfather?
No, my last name's Pye. My parents are from New Zealand. But I do remember Vic.
We'll do this as the last one. This is from Alan. How did you make the developments attractive communities in? What add-on facilities were part of the developments? How did you make the developments attractive to live in, I guess?
So the houses that we've done are 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom houses with the walk-in robe ensuite. So that's what has made them attractive for those families to live in, instead of it being seasonal worker accommodation where you're trying to fit 2 or 3 children and mum and dad. It's probably not going to work out.
Wow. Thank you.
Thanks.